afternoon. The midday news. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. Amid widespread apprehension and crisis occasions by the new Naira redesign policy and the insinuation that it is employed to prevent vote buying, the Independent National Electoral Commission had declared that it had concluded plans to conduct the general election beginning on Saturday. In similar vein, the Nigeria Police, military high commands, other security agencies and Federal Road Safety Corps all reassured Nigerians of their readiness to supervise and ensure a peaceful 2023 elections. Report has it that during the week, protests erupted across the country over new Naira scarcity, heightening tension in the polity and apprehension that the protests could affect the impending polls and incite crisis for military takeover. Chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu in Abuja, as part of activities to perfect the Commission's preparation for Saturday's poll, visited training centers for presiding and assistant presiding officers. Professor Yakubu also inspected the International Conference Center Abuja venue of the final collation for the 2023 general elections. Addressing journalists at ICC, Yakubu dismissed reports of any planned postponement of the general elections, declaring that the Commission is good to go, adding that by this time next week, Nigerians would have voted in over 176,000 polling units nationwide, and the outcome of the process for presidential election will be compiled and announced. Chairman of the Kaduna State Christian Association of Nigeria, Reverend Joseph Ayab, has described the broadcast by Governor Nasir El-Rufai of Kaduna State on redesign of Naira by the federal government as rebellious and an act of treason. It will be recalled that President Muhammadu Buhari recently said Nigerians were free to accept and transact business with the old 200 Naira note, while the 500 and 1,000 Naira note are no longer accepted as legal tender. However, in a state broadcast, El-Rufai urged the citizens to continue to spread the old Naira notes, saying that they are still valid and legal tender. Ayab also reacted to Governor El-Rufai's statement, said Governor El-Rufai loves seeking attention and does not keep his friendship and humility for anybody for a long time. According to him, the state broadcast to the people of Kaduna State was as if Kaduna has another commander-in-chief different from President Buhari. Osho State Governor, Senator Ademola Adeleke, has implored members of the public with physically challenged children and wards not to hide them at home, but to ensure that they are educated and fully integrated with other members of the society. The governor spoke through his deputy, Prince Kola Adewusi, stated this at the project launch and presentation of checks to a group of persons with disabilities held at the school for persons with special needs, Oshobo, organized by Osun State Community and Social Development Agencies, CSDA. Our reporter, Oluchi Amuda, has details.
Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities, as they converged in their numbers on the School for Persons and Special Needs in Oshogbo for the project and presentation of checks to groups of persons with disabilities by Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke, put together by Osun State Community and Social Development Agency, Osun CSDA. In his keynote address, Governor Ademola Adeleke, who appreciated the people for their unflinching support to his administration, reiterated his resolve to constantly mobilize resources to support the intervention of Osun CSDA to better the lots of rural communities and the vulnerable groups, while the requirements of the World Bank are regularly met. The governor, who was represented by his deputy, Prince Kola Adewusi, noted that his administration has supported Osun CSDA with over 500 million naira for the implementation of multi-sectoral and socially inclusive micro-projects under the World Bank-assisted Osun Cares program. He maintained that access issues for persons with disability have greater importance over that of the general community.
Implementation of projects identified by the groups as their priority projects will in no small measure make life more meaningful to them after successful implementation. This program will further create more awareness and understanding of disabilities issue and the gains derivable from their integration in all aspects of life.
In her address of welcome, the General Manager of Osun State Community and Social Development Agency, Mrs. Aderonke Abokede, appreciated Governor Adeleke for providing needed and enabling environment for Osun CSDA to empower persons with disabilities, focusing on their capabilities and not their disabilities.
Today's event is an evidence-based mainstreaming of disabilities into development. And this will surely distinguish and make Osun State a role model of building inclusive society and giving voice to the voiceless.
The event featured talent display by persons with disabilities. It climaxed with the presentation of checks of several millions of naira to groups of persons with disabilities from across Osun State by Governor Ademola Adeleke, who charged them to utilize the funds for the purpose they were meant for. Some of the groups, which include Group for the Blind, Albinism, Group for the Deaf, School for Special Needs, among others, appreciated Osun State government for empowering them and giving them the platform to unleash their God-given potentials. Oluchi Amuda, Osbc News.
Anthony Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn, said the British Nigerian could fight Tyson Fury this year and is willing to make the bout immediately if Fury's proposed meeting with Alexander Usyk falls through. Talks were held over a meeting between Joshua and Fury following the former's second defeat to Usyk last August. But the Gypsy King ultimately faced Derek Chisora on his return to the ring in December, while Joshua will take on Jermaine Franklin in April. A deal for Fury and Usyk to clash in the same month is reportedly close to being agreed, but Joshua's promoter N is waiting in the wing if an agreement cannot be reached. While Saudi Arabia was initially suggested as possible location for the Fury-Usyk fight, Wembley Stadium is now seen as the most likely venue and unbelieved to have sent off Joshua as armed the fighters' attempt to secure backing from the Middle East. North Korea said today that it has test-fired intercontinental ballistic missile as a warning to Washington and Seoul, saying the successful surprise drill demonstrated Pyongyang's capacity to launch a fatal nuclear counterattack. In response, Seoul said the U.S. and South Korea staged a joint air drill featuring a strategic bomber and stealth fighter jets. The official said North Korean leader Kim Jong-un ordered the sudden launching drill and also 15-minute missile, a weapon first tested by the North in 2017 fired from Pyongyang airport. South Korea's military said it detected an ICBM launch, which Japan said flew for 66 minutes before splashing down in its exclusive economic zone, with the analysis indicating it was capable of hitting the mainland United States. The ministry said in a statement that the exercise displayed the timely and immediate deployment of the U.S. extended deterrence assets to the Korean Peninsula, demonstrating the overwhelming. That report concludes the midday news. Please join us at 5 for the evening news. It was edited by Abdul Jalil at DBC. Babatunde Bola Tito is my name. Good afternoon.